We don't take any side lightly, and they've been in very, very good form. They've played some top sides and acquitted themselves very, very well. Well, there's not many deficiencies. Their youth, their ball getting power. They're number one in the competition, ball getting in the last 4 weeks. Good clearance side. They're a good side. They're certainly on the up, and they're going to trouble a lot of sides. Oh well, any player that goes out of your side injured is a loss, and Andrew Carazzo and he are losses to the side. But you know, we do have the flexibility of bringing players in. Robert Warnock has been a very, very good ruckman for us. In fact, he is number one at our club in terms of percentage times played, scoring from. So he's a ready-made replacement. Matthew, I would say it's minor. He'd probably be right next week. And Andrew, I think he'll miss probably 2. Well, I'm no soothsayer, but I do know Robert does compete very well against that type of player. Will be as active as any other club. But how accurate do you want me to be? It's around 20 or whatever it is, around 19 or something. So what's the suggestion? Tell me what your suggestion.
Well,
I'm going to answer
it.
it.
That Eddie Betts is one name.
Well, Eddie Betts is a free agent, restricted free agent, as is dozens of players. And each year someone will be from nearly every club, bar probably the younger clubs, the newer clubs, will become a free agent. That's just the nature of the game. You know, we're not scared by it. We're not put off by it. It's just simply the rules. It's an adjustment to the new rules. They've been in place now, this is the second year. We saw players last year go. I need to be corrected here, but clearly Goddard was one, Lynch, Young. I'm not too sure how many other players went, but you know, there's a lot of players who will be technically free agents. How many move? Not many. The simple facts are that when they come up, a small percentage want to move for a particular reason. I don't know what that reason was with Goddard, nor with Lynch, nor with Young. Is it opportunity? Certainly was an opportunity with Goddard. You know, the hints were that they didn't want to play Lynch, so therefore he moved to a greener pasture. Young, got no idea, played in the grand final, so I have no idea. But that's just the nature of the game. And as far as cutting the list go, it's an atrocious word to be used in a football club. It is reality. It is, in my case, I call it moving players on in an elite sporting environment when the club is currently 9th. And I dare say history has shown that the top sides don't always have too many players move on, and the bottom sides have a lot of players move on. So we're in the middle, so whatever that number and ratio is, people have used the 10. But when you say to them, who are the 10, they can't tell you the 10 because they make up a number. I can't tell you whether it's 10, it may be the bare minimum, maybe 3. We had 3 last year. You know, 10's a pluck out of the air, and it sounds great because 10's a double-digit number. But reality is that I haven't sat down with the recruiting staff, nor our football operations manager, and said, they're the players that will go out of the side. We have got a hint of who hasn't performed at the level that we expect, and then we make the adjustment. But this is not groundbreaking. This is not reinventing the wheel. This is just simply that at football clubs, it's an elite football club. You bring players in, and footballers move on. So I don't know what the big charge is. We're the only ones in the trade. The only ones that are going to cut players.
Specifically, Eddie Betts. How confident?
Well, we certainly won't be cutting Eddie Betts.
No. But how confident are you?
Well, I'm confident.
Confident keeping him here?
No, I'm confident. Yes, I am. He's not a free agent, not the eyes looking at.
No, but is he somebody that you'd look at using as trade?
There's no look at trade in round 19. We don't look at players and go, we'll trade him out. You know, get the mechanics of football clubs right. List management people do all that sort of stuff. Club coaches coach the best side they possibly can. Is Chris in the side today? Yes, he is. Was he in last week? Yes, he is. Or yes, he was. So therefore, we rate him in our best side. You don't clear players out because of what the media say. You can't have 3 small forwards, or you can't have those 3 small forwards. We don't listen to the media. So his name gets thrown up. Why does his name get thrown up? when, Gales kicked 29 or 30 goals. Chris has kicked, I don't know, 12, 13, 20, he might have kicked 20, I'm not too sure how many goals he's kicked. And Betts has kicked, why not Dennis Armfield? He's another one of our small forwards. Why not Troy Menzel? He's another small forward. It doesn't work like that. I hate to give you the bad news, but we don't go looking at our list as a witch hunt and go, these players are gone. We've got this season to complete, and we want to go as long and as hard as we can. And as far as that 10 goes, that's plucked from nowhere. As far as the Betts goes, that's a relevant question because he's up, as is a dozen other players, and you know him better than what I would. What do we need? I need Gary Ablett. I need Buddy Franklin. I need a heap of players. But every club would say that. Current side at Hawthorn, they played off in the grand final last year. They said, we want Brian Lake. They went and got Brian Lake. Doesn't always happen, you can get the player. Previous to that, they topped up with Hale, who's been a terrific player for them. Gibson, who's been a terrific player for them. You get players to bolster your side, regardless of whether you're first side or you happen to be the bottom side. Our football side will have changes next year because we are forced, like every other club, to make 3 changes. I mean, that's just the absolute rules of the league. This is to break the system of the draft and so forth, which is, legally it wouldn't stand up. We all do that because therefore we have an opportunity to change the list. So what players we need, like any other club, we need players.
You must have a priority, whether it be a key forward or...
Yeah, well, I think that's in-house. I mean, let's not get too dramatic about what position. Yeah, we will go to the draft and we will do as well as we can through the draft to pick the players that we think are going to be the best. And I'll give you just a little history lesson. Your first player may well be something that you need. The second player and third player, if you don't pick the best player, then I might have it wrong. You pick the best player and he'll find his way into the side in a variety of positions. So it's no use attacking one position. Well, he hasn't produced at the level that we expect. And last week he's very, very much over what we've said. He's all over it and he knows exactly what he has to do to get back in the side. He's a quality player, and I'm sure a tickle like that doesn't hurt anyone. And if it's a couple, well, it's a reminder of what our expectations are. Sometimes these things are more so mental as they are physical. It's just designed to test. We can run around going at the same level for a number of weeks, or even in Mitch's case, probably a number of years, playing at that same level, same tempo, and really probably not extending yourself beyond it. He's running in 4 cylinders for a six-cylinder car, and that's got him games, and it could still get him games. But I'm here about improving every player, and the only way sometimes you can improve a player is actually draw out and say, okay, think about this, 30,000 the weekend, or 3,000 an hour and a half beforehand. What do you like playing on? Which ground? Which crowd? And which one pays the most? I'm sure they all ask that one too. But at the end of the day, he'll be a better player for us when he understands exactly where I'm coming from and the team where they need him to be coming from. As I say, there's certain players and certain clubs get into a very good comfort zone, and it's all, we're comfortable where we are, and I think that sometimes you just need to be, with the current system of firsts and seconds, it gives a coach a great tool to be able to say, let's mix and match and give this player an opportunity to play the way we want him to, so we can go forward with him. This is not a backward move. It might appear that. This is a move that's going forward because we then see him going back to look at what is needed to be done and understand the urgency of playing league football and come up and play at that level. And that goes for nearly every player that goes back. No, in regard to structures and so forth. A combination of things. It'd be wrong of me to say that's not part of it, but it's a combination of getting the complete player. Any coach worth his salt tries to improve his list and tries to improve, and the only way you improve your list is improve your player group. And the only way you improve a player is to have a complete player, not one that's, we know Mitch will throw himself in, we know he'll if there's a pack there, he'll be on the bottom of it. But there's more to football than just showing those sort of attributes.
Is that part of coming in and being a new coach? We see a lot of Ross Lyon, a lot of players got dropped early, now they're starting to come back in a year on.
Oh, I can't answer for Fremantle, but it's, you know, I do it this way. I do it my way of getting the best out of footballers. Oh, I can tell you about his last 18. We're going about his first 140, 132. Is that add up right? We've all known his talent, and I've just seen a young man that's desperate to be one of the best. And I think that's the mark of someone who's not satisfied where he's at, wants to keep improving, and he's got a consistency thing that I'd like to see improve. He plays in a multitude of positions. In fact, he's probably a victim of a side at the moment that is still finding its feet. He plays half forward, he plays mid, he plays wing, he plays half back. It's good to have flexibility about you, but also I think ultimately it's good to be able to say, look, I'm going to dominate, or I'm going to try to dominate one type of position. And by doing that, that means he's, you know, we're quite comfortable with other players filling his roles in other positions. Not saying he can't go back to them, but I think in Bryce's case, and I'm not going to answer for him, but I'll think that the answer would be that he would want to be a player that's thought of as one of the best players in the team and can be the most reliable in the team.
Sorry, but can I just ask about Essendon and
No.
what you think about how disruptive it's been to the season at large?
Well, of course it's been disruptive. I mean, it's on everyone's front and back page and everywhere else. I stick with what I said. This can only be solved by great, not just good governance. This is going to be solved and remembered for as much about the governance of the game as it is about Essendon. And it'll be a test, a great test of strength of the Commission and the administrators that are directly under the Commission to not have repeats that we've seen through the world sport, or we want them to emulate some other aspects of world sport. Some aspects of world sport have got it right, have the baseball got it right in America? Turn it up. What, 211 games? If it was 211 games for us, it's 10 seasons. But we're talking about a season and a half. They've bowed to the best player. And I certainly hope that our governance is stronger, and if there's penalties to be passed out, that they're not scared of it. This is something that can't be pushed under some mat and forgotten about, and we'll move on, because the ramifications are grave and great. Because if any of this is deemed to be something that can be just brushed aside, I fear for every 18-year-old kid who wants to make it better than some other 18-year-old kid that he's going to go, well, you know what, penalties aren't that harsh. All the best. See you later.